of a 17-day span. All three will be played in less than a month's time. The final will be out in Phoenix, as everybody in the building patiently awaits national TV to tell us that we are allowed to play basketball here this evening. There's the head coach of the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White. Her 4th year coaching the Fever, second in stint number 2. She was here in 2015 and 16 as well. Has been a WNBA coach for 6 seasons. Amy Bonner, Gerda Gatling, and R.J. Johnson are your officials here tonight. 2 of the league's best rebounders in the center jump circle. There is Indiana center Aaliyah Boston, who has been brilliant, especially in this building this year, averaging over 21 points per game. She will jump things up against a 6'4" forward out of Oklahoma State, Natasha Mack.
I like that black eye that Aaliyah Boston is sporting. It's a measure of toughness.
And we got 3 seconds in before a stoppage from the officials. They're going to check the clocks. Right now, they look aligned.
Well, there's 3 seconds off the game clock, and they took 1 off the shot clock. That makes no sense.
Now we're
not
underway.
Not a good start, Pat. Not a good start.
Can only go up from here. Alyssa Thomas, top 5 in the MVP each of the last 4 years. And there's a steal for Monique Billings on the opening possession.
Early drag in the middle third. And Caitlin Clark constantly probing, looking for a piece of the paint.
She's been exceptionally strong lately, 26 points per game over her last 5. Boston kick out, Mitchell swing it, Hull hits a 3.
Boy, did Lexi Hull need that for her confidence. She is one of the best players out of the corner, shooting threes and crashing the glass.
She had missed 11 in a row coming into tonight. Stephanie White talked about how she still has the green light, wants to make sure her shooter knows it. The only time that becomes a problem, according to White, is when the player stops shooting it. So, good start here for Indiana.
Indiana showing good patience in the first possession. And then the turnover here in the second. That's a live ball turnover.
And Thomas is deadly in transition. Fever lead the league in turnovers. They lead the league in fouls. The 2 areas they are looking to correct the most.
Pat, if Alyssa Thomas is coming at you downhill in full court situation, just get out of the way. You're not going to stop her from scoring, and you don't want to pick up a foul.
Thomas took it from Boston last possession. Comes up with the block on this one. 3-post Boston, deep position, gets it up. That won't go. And if that didn't hit the rim, it's a shot clock violation. And 2 brilliant defensive possessions for Alyssa Thomas to start this game.
Well, look where the ball got stuck, on the top of the apparatus above the backboard.
Head coach of the Phoenix Mercury is Nate Tibbetts. It's his 3rd year. He was a 12-year NBA assistant before that, most recently with Orlando.
So this is one of the smaller players with the broom in her hand, trying to get the ball from...
You know, I don't think he's here tonight.
Kelsey Mitchell's going to give an assist.
They're going to get Tyrese Halliburton. They're going to get Tyrese Halliburton to do this.
Kelsey goes right over to Tyrese and said, hey, can you give us an assist?
Now, I promise you I'm telling the truth here. I have watched Obi Toppin get that by jumping.
I believe it. You know what? Kelsey Mitchell's wearing Tyrese's shoes tonight. They are a nice shade of green.
They'll sport the number 0. Noémie Brochon, rookie out of France, had a great night in their win, double-double as Brochon misses on a 3. And here is Brochon's second effort. Indiana with the first 3. Phoenix has answered with the next 4. Clark from way downtown. That one skips off. Billings pulls it down. Kick out Boston. She will launch. But miss from the 3-point line. 3rd chance here for Indiana, and Billings just lost it.
That's a dead ball turnover. Ball goes out of bounds. It gives Indiana at least a chance to set their defense. 2 turnovers already early for the Fever.
Indiana's defense has given up 111 per game in their last 2. Those are both to Atlanta as Clark knocks that one away. Here's Held with the shot clock down to 5. Knocked away this time by Mitchell. Blocked by Boston. Fired up by Mack. And a shot clock violation. A great defensive possession there for the Fever.
High hands. Closing out on personnel the right way. All those things so important, and then you take them deep into the shot clock. It's a broken play, and they got nothing.
A moving screen called on Indiana. And this is where Indiana's two biggest problems come together. Fouling and turnovers. An offensive foul is one of each. And Boston, who dealt with a lot of foul trouble on Saturday in Atlanta, picked up 5 fouls, played just 22 minutes. She has her first. Thomas crashing into Clark. Boston over there to help. Back door, it's Copper.
Oh, Copper, so quick, so athletic, so long, so committed to finding offense.
Indiana's offense has been in a little bit of disarray here, opening quarter.
Look how spaced they are, though. Spacing looks good, and that allows the Mitchell drive.
Too strong off the window. Fever got a 3 on their first possession, have not scored here in about 3 minutes as Copper pulls up, but too strong on the 3 ball. Held with the offensive rebound. Fever will give Thomas space, and Thomas banks it home with a foul.
That is vintage, classic, iconic Alyssa Thomas. So good right here. The back cut by Copper, what a nice cut, a 90-degree baseline cut, and then this right here. I mean, if you want to play bully ball on the block 3 feet from the rim, she's going to win.
So Clark has picked up her first. Boston has one. Thomas, a 69% free throw shooter, gets that one to go. And after Indiana had the first 3, Phoenix has responded with 9 in a row. Here's Clark, off the screen, left alone. 3 ball rims off, another offensive rebound. The Fever have 5 of them, but they're just 1 of 7 from the floor here.
It's a great crash by Hull.
Copper left Mitchell, who can't make her pay for it. Indiana just 1 of 8. Starts have not been a problem for the Fever this year. They've trailed after the first quarter just 3 times all season long. But a slow start here tonight. Held, hands off to Mack, who connects. And Stephanie White will take a timeout after. Clark with a shot clock down to 6. Spins her way on the baseline and draws the foul. Clark probably wishes that wasn't a foul. Clark has scored 20 in each of her last 5 games. That matches the longest streak of her career. Mitchell, catch and shoot. Indiana remains ice cold here to start this one.
1 for 9. Not a good start.
Off to an extremely challenging start to their season at 5-12. They have a lot of work to do just to get back to 500. Nate Tibbetts saying there still is time. We have to have a sense of urgency, and Thomas has just that here early.
Well, Nate Tibbetts can say that when you have a player like Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper. 2 of the most dangerous players in the league.
Mitchell drawing 3 bodies. Clark with the shot clock down to 7. Spins on, held, and turned it over. One hit the baseline.
I think Indiana got a little clogged up right there. They need to keep the floor spaced. And when you have this lineup on the floor with Maisha Hines-Allen, they're in drop coverage. I mean, they're going to come out and guard Sophie, but no one's going to come out and guard Maisha.
Early 7 points for Alyssa Thomas. Here's Copper off the screen. Boston backing in on Linskin. Boston spin, shot off, and Indiana's missed 9 in a row. They have not scored since the opening possession here.
Good help by Aaliyah Boston in the gap.
Boston helps on Copper, feed inside Thomas. Extra pass, Linskins, who lays it in.
6'4" Linskins is a big body who can really shoot it. I was watching her in warm-ups. Some of these international players that have come into the league are very talented.
Cunningham tries to stop the bleeding. That three ball is way off, and a loose ball foul on Indiana, and it is on Boston, I believe, which would be your second. So Boston has picked up 2. Clark will head to the bench. And Indiana dealt with a ton of early adversity here. Boston stays on the floor with the 2 fouls. Mitchell knocked it away. Boston able to track it down. They're looking for something, anything to get going here. Mitchell circles around. Johnson extra pass. Hines Allen passed up the 3. Johnson fires. That won't go. Indiana has gone scoreless for 6 minutes. Despite the last 2 losses, offense has not been the problem as Bonner misses inside. And this foul is going against Phoenix. Beavers still put up 96 points against Atlanta in Atlanta on Saturday. They got into triple digits on Thursday in their game before that against the Dream.
They look flat, and they are not playing with the kind of pace and acceleration that helps them find ways to score. So you can change the rhythm of the game in a lot of different ways, Pat. You know, you hear me say this all the time. Stephanie White has tried substituting. But maybe if you do something different defensively, maybe you can jumpstart your team that way, get an easy one, get out on the break. But they got to keep the floor spaced, and when the game slows down, they really have to execute offensively.
You might never see this again. Boston, Clark, and Mitchell are a combined 0 for 9. So Johnson, some of the second unit, trying to jumpstart the fever here.
Nice
Mitchell.
hammer screen.
Cunningham can't hit the 3. Off of Indiana, it's Mercury ball.
See, I like that play, though. I mean, Timpson with a great hammer screen on the backside, which frees up Cunningham over the top. Sophie gets a great look at it. And she's missed her first 2 threes, but even though she's had the hottest hand in the league from outside the arc the last 5 games, you want her to keep shooting.
There's Valerian Ayayi, who has just checked in, a rookie, second-year pro, I should say, out of France. Linskins has a huge size advantage. Bonner's shot fake and step back. That won't go. Linskins tracks down the offensive rebound. Foot on the line, it's a 2.
She can really stroke it. I watched her warm up. I was impressed with her skill set.
Not a spotlight on Kelsey Mitchell now. Indiana's lone all-star on the floor. Johnson, Mitchell pulls up, and that one won't go down.
And see, that's when I want Mitchell to work herself to the other side of the floor so that she can get to that strong left hand, right? Going left.
Out of bounds off of Linskins, it's Fever basketball. As Monique Billings will check back in, Hines Allen will sit. Stephanie White goes deeper into her rotation, just trying to find something, find anything here. Mitchell drives inside, kick back out for Cunningham. Leah Boston's first scoring of the night. Copper answers with a 3.
She was quiet until then.
She's trying
she
to
had a backdoor cut, but Copper won't stay quiet for long.
So after a slow start to the second, Phoenix starting to heat up. And a wild first half. Clark working on Broshan and draws the foul. 5th on Phoenix. And Clark will head to the line.
This is a savvy play right here by Caitlin Clark. She feels the reach, and they say you like to teach when that happens.
Here's a look at Caitlin Clark's second quarter.
Stephanie was just resting her in the first quarter while we went through that shooting slump. He was resting her for the second quarter.
At one point, Boston, Mitchell, and Clark Ray combined 0 for 9. They've hit 6 shots now. Clark knocks down the 2 free throws, and Indiana back within 2. This is just about everything you could ask for out of the second quarter for Indiana. As the Fever get hit with their second foul, it's Mitchell.
Foul, Indiana, number 0, Kelsey Mitchell. Her first. Team second.
Broshan from the mid-range, that won't go. Fever a chance to tie or take the lead. Mitchell, short on a 3. Her tough night continues. Mitchell's just 1 of 8 from the floor.
I love that quick hitter, wide pin down action, but I like Kelsey Mitchell going left on that.
Almost looked like the ball slipped, or she just hesitated for a split second. Boston with the steal.
Indiana brings a double that time.
Clark, Mitchell is on an island. A 16-point first quarter deficit has been erased in a flash. Clark wants to keep piling on. When will they pick her up here? He's not been afraid to let it fly from out there. Clark just spins off of Broshan. Timeout, Phoenix.
Vinegar on it too. I mean, just all of it. Any spice you want, Caitlin Clark has delivered here in the second quarter.
Second quarter numbers, and the Fever, who scored 3 total points in the first 9:59 of this game, have responded by scoring 31 points in the last 7:19. It's been a stunning turnaround. They go right to their bread and butter, but Thomas misses inside.
One of the most efficient ATO performers in the W, Alyssa Thomas, and she missed.
Clark, catch and shoots. Oh, and Hull is trampled. It's on Hull. Well, there was a massive collision, and it had to go one way. Let's take another look here.
You know, I always talk about Lexi Hull crashing the glass. It's hard to tell from that angle. That's just a major collision, and maybe Stephanie White's going to look at it. She's sending a sub in to give her second bench a little time.
Well, if you're Stephanie White here, you're probably also calculating the fact that it's Lexi Hull who picked up the foul. If this is on Clark, if it's on Boston, you might roll the dice in the first half.
Yeah, I thought Myisha Hines-Allen had gone to the table to sub in. Why didn't they let the sub in?
Myisha Hines-Allen would like to know the same answer. Well, the Fever have gotten a technical foul in this somewhere.
Was Myisha Hines-Allen not off the floor when they inbounded the ball?
So Kalia Copper will shoot the technical. An 82% free throw shooter. See if we can see what happened here. Allen at the top of the screen. I think she thought she was in the game at that point.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Copper, hits a 3. It's a 4-point possession. These are the moments for Indiana that have harmed them more often than they would like this year. Big responses to big Indiana runs. As Mitchell draws the foul.
Going left, Pat. I'm telling you, unguardable. Explosive. So quick. Reads that second level. She only has to make one decision. Do I shoot it or do I keep driving it? And either one is usually good for Kelsey Mitchell because no one can guard that.
So to clean up on that technical foul, the officials called too many players on the courts.
So it was Myisha Hines-Allen on the floor when they inbounded the ball. That's sloppy by the officials, I'm just going to say. She had subs. She might have been walking right down the sideline. That's where the ball was being inbounded, right in front of Stephanie White. I don't like it.
Well, we have had a first half to remember, and the bottom line of it is we are level. 90 seconds to go, 35-35. Whole new game from here as Held spins inside.
See, in those situations, I want Indiana to help and pinch and force that player to pick up the basketball and not put Caitlin Clark on an island one-on-one.
Especially with the two fouls. Mitchell spins inside, runs out of room, hands off Hull. No basket, yes free throws with Mercury in the penalty.
Foul on Phoenix, number 2, Olivia Copper. Her first.
And Indiana into the bonus. Will try to take advantage of it here. Mitchell is an 83% foul shooter. Split the pair just a moment ago. Indiana would love to get her going here before halftime.
Incredible respect for Kelsey. I always think she stays pretty even. And she plays really hard. You never have to worry about what Kelsey Mitchell's going to bring every game. She's going to bring it.
9 points in the first half for Mitchell. Indiana would love to get Boston going too. Remember, she's sitting on those two fouls. Held puts on the brakes, 2 more.
What a good pickup Lexi Held has been. She has been solid for Phoenix.
Mitchell attacking Brochan. Wrong hand finish.
Run ahead of the ball. Caitlin Clark will deliver it to you.
Boston has the 2 fouls. Has to be extremely careful here as Copper lays it in.
And that's where Alyssa Thomas is so dangerous in that middle third at the front of the rim. She owns it, Pat.
Clark, Mitchell behind the back, and it was behind Hull. And was she out of bounds, or was there a foul? There was a foul. So Hull will shoot free throws, and it all ends up working out pretty well. 32 is about perfect for the 2 for 1.
One more in. No, let's not do it. No more.
Shooting for your Fever, number 10, Lexi Hull.
And Lexi Hull will shoot 2, a 78% free throw shooter. This game got started with a Lexi Hull 3, and then went totally haywire from there. If you're just joining us, Phoenix had a 19-0 first quarter run. Indiana responded with an 11-0 run themselves and have erased a 16-point first half deficit. Brochan in the lane early, it won't matter. Hull hits it. Weaver do an excellent job of getting 2 for 1 here. Boston off the floor, so she can't pick up her third. Thomas just rams into Clark. Shot too strong. Tip out of bounds. It's Fever ball. And they'll have a chance to lead going into halftime.
I mean, Alyssa Thomas is one piece of muscle. I was talking to her before the game. I go way back with Alyssa Thomas, her days at Maryland, the 3-time ACC Player of the Year, and all the things she's done in the W. People forget what a great college player she was. I hugged her and I felt like her back was like 2 giant muscles right around her spine.
Final 7 seconds here. Clark with 15 in the quarter. Clark, Mitchell, Boston, kick out, Cunningham. That would have been a perfect.
Screener, thank you.
And the Fever are underway here in the second half. Caitlin Clark with 15 in the first half. Indiana would love to get Boston established. Just 2 first-half points. Hull bouncing. Billings, extra pass. Boston to beat the buzzer and knocks down a 3.
You know, everyone talks about the 4 position for Indiana, but quite honestly, Aaliyah Boston is morphing into the 4. She is a terrific three-point shooter now and a threat, not just on the top of the floor to shoot the 3 in the trail. This is an excellent possession offensively to start the half. The ball goes second side to the third side, and Aaliyah Boston, your 6'5" center, can knock down that corner 3.
That is her 18th 3 of the season. 18 threes.
It's legit, Pat. It's legit, right?
17 games as Mitchell turns the corner and lays it in. It's more threes than she hit in each of the first 3 years combined.
That's right, 17 in the last 3 years. I mean, put it on the scout.
First 5 of the third quarter to Indiana. Copper short on a 3. Indiana has numbers. Clark launch ahead, and Hull hits a 3.
One of the best players out of the corner in the W, because she can shoot it from there, and she crashes the offensive glass, and she's an elite level cutter.
It's a 10-0 run bridging the quarters. Copper gets inside and finishes.
That's just a great find by Copper. That is an excellent play offensively. Indiana looking to change it up defensively. They rotated and they left the backside open. That's the 5th option on that play offensively, and she found it.
Fever have already hit 9 threes tonight, one shy of their average per game on the season. Boston backing in, had it blocked. There's a foul too.
That's just the first personal on Alyssa Thomas, so expect her to continue to be aggressive. As Kelsey Mitchell aggressively turns the corner going left, and then a nice advance pass. That's why you run the floor hard and wide. Because if you get ahead of the basketball, I say it all the time, Pat, Caitlin Clark can see all 9 players. She can read the entire floor. She will find you.
So Boston, who had 2 points in the first half, already has 4 points here in the opening 2:01 of the third.
That black eye is looking better in the second half than it did in the first.
Fever still with just 10 of their 51 in the paint, but they've got an 8-point lead. And the shot clock did not start.
Nate Tibbetts before the game talked about how challenging it is to defend Caitlin Clark, about, you know, trying to make her see numbers in the gap, trying to keep her in front. You really got to pick her up. Your pickup point has to be immediately upon her touching the ball, because you can't let her have any space or vision. She's too talented.
That 3-point line has been a great equalizer here tonight. The Fever have hit 6 more than the Mercury. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. They get it done in the paint. There's Thomas spinning on Boston. Hangs from Mack, behind Mack. Roshan just gets it off, and Boston to clear.
That's a big-time two-handed rebound.
Clark.
Why not?
Three of 8 from the 3-point line is Caitlin Clark here tonight, 15 points. Lob inside, Thomas one bounce, and a finish.
It's a subtle thing, but Caitlin does it so well. She always gets her hips turned before the ball gets to her, so she can see the floor. So you go butt to the sideline, eyes up the floor, and that gives her the ability to read that lane.
Clark has 17 points. It leads all scorers. Backdoor, Brochan. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Copper can't hit on a 3. Third chance opportunity. Thomas head full of steam. Copper can't make Indiana pay. Clark looking to keep pouring it on here. Billings, oh, nobody picked her up. She will waltz to the rim. And Indiana has gone from down 16 to up 10. And a double-digit deficit has turned into a double-digit lead.
Coaches are always going to point to defense first, but I'm telling you, it was the offensive explosion of Caitlin Clark in the second quarter that turned everything around.
Totally changed the energy in this building on the floor. Copper drives on Hull, draws the foul. You know, they can determine that's not a shooting foul if you're too far under the basket. You don't see it often. They can call it that. And it looked like Copper was really far underneath there, but she'll shoot two. And the first skips off. Just a remarkable show of resiliency here for Indiana. Now Phoenix is going to need to try to do the same. Copper with 14 points, leads all Mercury scores. She and Alyssa Thomas have combined for 27 of their 46. Mitchell, cross court, Clark, lob inside, rolling Billings, and one!
What a great flare screen by Billings. And then a hard roll to the rim. This is so good right here. Here comes the flare right here for Caitlin Clark. She's going to go this way, and then Billings is going to roll. Watch this right here. Here comes the flare, and Clark makes the right delivery.
And Held was in the restricted circle, keeping it from being a charge. And now the Fever have gone up by 12. This has been dramatic. And that's offensive on Alyssa Thomas.
You know, I think Alyssa Thomas is good for one of those a game because she's just physically stronger than every single person on the floor.
You know who feels that a little bit is Maisha Hines-Allen.
Yeah, she might have leaned in a little on that twist action, but yes, and Maisha Hines-Allen, same thing. Wouldn't you like to see them powerlifting in the gym?
They can play football just as effectively, I think. Clark bouncing for Billings. Two more for Billings. She's got 10 and is a rebound shy of a double-double.
I'm telling you, she has been playing well.
The Fever are plus 22 tonight with Billings on the floor. Grosjean can't put a stop to the bleeding. Clark with the rebound. Clark trying to pour it on here. They don't pick her up. Clark drives and bakes it in. From down 16 to up 16. Grosjean hits a three and a much needed stop to the bleeding for Phoenix. She had missed her first four from out there. She was kind of letting her shoot. Now an errant pass from Mitchell. These are the moments that at times the Fever have struggled in, holding these leads. Now more often than not, they've still gone on to win games, but another opportunity here for Stephanie White's group to work on closing things out, and still a ton of time left to go in this one. Thomas, lob inside, Liskins can't finish at the rim, and then commits the foul. That has Liskins frustrated because a chance for 5 straight for Phoenix, and instead it's Fever ball and the second on the center out of Belgium.
Okay, so a lot of chatter around the Fever having double-digit leads this season, right? You and I have talked about it a lot. They've got one right here. Let's see if they can extend it in the next 4 minutes, not go the other way. Looks like Phoenix showing some zone.
Fever led by double digits now in 13 of their 17, and that three won't count. An offensive foul on Indiana.
I like the change by Nate Tibbetts. He's got to try something else, right? His team's man-to-man defense has not stopped the rhythm of the Fever, so you change it up and you try something different. And that right there got him a stop.
Well, the 62 with 4 minutes left in the third doesn't jump out, but when you consider the Fever had 6 in the first quarter, all of a sudden it does jump out. Indiana's offense has been brilliant since. Bonner sent back, blocked by Billings.
That scissor action they love.
Clark was eyeing that 3 ball. Cunningham, Clark, back for Cunningham. Here's Billings with the shot clock down to 6. Mitchell has to hurry. Mitchell can't get it to go. Maybe a little too unselfish there for Indiana.
Indiana toying with him on that possession, right? They had multiple opportunities to shoot it.
They were trying to disrupt Copper, who calls the foul. He is a great slasher and a good free throw shooter when she is fouled.
Per second. 15 seconds.
Well, when you get numbers, Pat, right, and you get 2-on-1 on one side of the floor, you get a 3-on-2 in transition, but when you go side to side and you get those numbers like that 2-man game between Caitlin and Sophie, Sophie knows she's got to be ready to shoot it once Caitlin helps her defense in the strong side corner, makes her defense help.
Now a message from Central Midwest Carpenters.
Number 11,
Copper splits the pair on back-to-back trips to the line. Boston got us started here in the third. First 5 points of the quarter.
Staying in that zone.
Mitchell has all sorts of space.
That's what I'm talking about, buckets in the slot. One of my keys for the game.
A little dry spell here for Indiana. Can the defense hold down the forts? Thomas, kick out. Johnson to her South Carolina teammates who can't hit the 3. Billings had it wrenched away by Ayayi. Linskins, Ayayi, she will let it fly. That won't go. And Stephanie White wants to take a timeout. Indiana up by 12. To make sure the Fever.
The defenses with their ball screen coverages, because at 6'4", she can guard on the perimeter. She has really started to evolve in this system for Indiana.
You like this timeout if you're Stephanie White?
I love the timeout. I mean, why wait when your team is in a little bit of a dry spell until they cut it to single digits and get some momentum? Come back out and get the shot that you want and make sure it's clear what you're looking for.
Mitchell driving into Linskins and lays it in.
And an answer on an ATO can always be Kelsey Mitchell.
Mitchell's had a tough day shooting at 4 of 13, but 13 points. Big bucket there. Bonner from way outside. That's well short.
Really good defense by Raven. Good help and recover by Boston.
Raven running and hitting.
Excellent timeout by Stephanie White.
And just like that, the Fever have it right back to 16. Linskins will try another 3. That one is not close. And Phoenix is 4 of 20 from out there. Johnson staying aggressive. There's a hold on the Mercury. It's their foul to give.
You call timeout, up 12. Your team stalled a little bit offensively, and you go ATO to Kelsey Mitchell, one of the best scorers in the history of Fever basketball. Put it in her hands. It builds so much confidence for a player like that when you know they call your number, they run your play, and you score on it. And I don't care what stage you are in your career, rookie to a veteran, that matters.
Here is Mitchell. Yes! They'll flag that timeout by Stephanie White at the 2:12 mark. The lead had been cut from 16 down to 12. Stephanie White timeout. Indiana's up by a game-high 18.
Kelsey Mitchell, confident, uses the bounce to create separation, and there is nobody faster in the league with the ball in their hands. Nobody quicker in the corner court at attacking a closeout than Kelsey Mitchell.
Pitch ball.
Indiana has held Phoenix to 9 third-quarter points. Yeah, you got the step, lost the step, lost the ball. Johnson, Mitchell, bullseye!
Cannot get tired of watching Kelsey Mitchell. Never tired of watching her on the offensive end.
The tide is overwhelming here for Indiana.
Top block to cut. Kelsey Mitchell, excellent, well done.
Ayayi sips it into Mack. Mack lays it in. 5 seconds here for Indiana. Inbound to Boston. Boston can't get that one to go. But it's a brilliant third quarter for the Fever. They outscore Phoenix 32. With an 11-0 run. Look at those 2 quarters. 6 in the first, 35 in the second. Clark had 15 of Indiana's 35 in the second. Thomas got off to a great start, but hasn't controlled this game, which has been key for Indiana.
Yeah, 2 points in the third quarter for Alyssa Thomas.
Clark also has 8 assists. Thomas has 7. Those two are in a heated battle for the assist lead. Thomas fakes the pass, delivers it to Held. Free ball won't stay down. Loose ball foul on Indiana.
Foul number 25. Billings. Her second. Team's first.
Billings is called for her second. Also key, Boston has picked up no fouls since getting that second early in the second. Clark still sitting on 2 as well. She had both of those in the first half. Hines Allen just swarming Thomas.
Oh, Caitlin Clark and Dewana Bonner got wrapped up on that, and no call.
Fever will take that shot attempt. Mid-range, Natasha Mack.
They run their split action on the weak side.
Johnson. Here is Clark.
Really good box out by Lexi Held. That's a foul that you want to take right there because that's a 2-point bucket. Ayayi had a size advantage on Clark, and Clark was trying to front her here, get around on the top. Oh, this is the last time up the floor. This is Bonner and Clark getting their arms tangled.
Indiana's made life really difficult on Phoenix since the early going in this one. And even if you look at the first quarter, it was lopsided, but not because of Indiana's defense. Phoenix only had 19 in the first quarter. 19 in the first, 22 in the second, 11 in the third. They haven't scored yet in the fourth. This has been a really good defensive response for a team that needed one desperately. They're 2 of the strongest players in the league, and Thomas wins the matchup.
I'd like to see that one-on-one matchup a little bit more, actually. Let's see if Myisha Hines Allen can. They're talking a little bit, too.
Well, she made it tough, Hines Allen. Clark steps back and hits it over Ayayi.
Sometimes I watch Caitlin and I think pop a shot. Like, it's just so easy.
Clark with 21 points. Johnson with the steal. Thomas gives chase. Johnson. Here's Cunningham. Johnson. Cunningham. You know, she has been excruciatingly hot coming into this one, and maybe the law of averages said she was due. And now Bonner and Clark, little extracurriculars.
Oh, yeah.
And
then the bump by AT, and then the push by Caitlin. I mean, let's clean it up. You know, before, when they got tangled up like we showed on the replay, now they're cleaning it up. Bonner trying to post Caitlin Clark way up the lane.
And look, there's some history here. Clark is begging the crowd to get to their feet. DeWanna Bonner signed with the Fever last year and then asked her way out very early in the season. And every game between these two teams after the fact was heated.
Look at that, Pat. They were chirping. I saw it before. Okay. Maisha Hines-Allen.
Clark is given a technical.
Was there technical for inciting the crowd?
Well, now Clark is perplexed. Listen, to me, there looked like 5 different instances where a player could have technically gotten a technical foul there. So for this to be one way seems almost preposterous.
Of all that, they're going to come away with another. And look, there's still some chirping going on. They better clean this up right now.
If this results in only a technical foul on Caitlin Clark,
that's wrong.
It's downright wrong.
And you're right about the history. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there's a lot happening right here. Sophie Cunningham pointing at DeWanna Bonner.
Now listen, these two teams got to play again in 2 days.
They both get technicals, Bonner and Cunningham. Okay, now we're starting to stack them up, Pat.
I mean, look, you could have called a technical on 8 different things there. It seems like this should be even either way.
Well, there should be some cancellation here, right? I mean, they're going to cancel out. If Clark is the only one that got a technical in the first situation where there was a lot of chatter, that would be surprising.
Right.
I'm thinking inciting the crowd, you know, maybe that had something to do with it.
Well, if she got a technical for trying to get her home crowd on their feet, that seems not in the spirit of what the WNBA should want. But, you know, we broadcast the game from the club level. Sometimes it's tough to see everything that happens down there. So
Thank you.
I don't know for a fact that Clark didn't deserve a technical. I just know she's not the only one, if so, who deserved a technical.
Well, this might take a while.
Amy Bonner is the crew chief. Gerda Gatling and RJ Johnson are the other 2 officials here. I'll tell you what, this building has obliged Caitlin Clark's wishes.
I remember DeWanna Bonner signed with the Fever as a free agent at the beginning of last year. That didn't last long. She got moved to Phoenix. There was a lot of history that transpired during that time.
You know, she got booed every time she touched the ball in her first game back, and I thought Nate Tibbetts for Phoenix answered the question perfectly, the coach of the Mercury, saying, that's what we should expect, and that's what we should want. You should want, in scenarios like this, for fans to be educated and passionate.
Number 2, technical fouls, offsetting technical fouls, and then a technical foul on Caitlin Clark, and then offsetting fouls on number 24, Bonner, and number 8, Cunningham. All technical fouls.
Wow. Well,
there's a lot of technicals there. I think there's a total of 5.
So there's
and only 1. Fever had 1 more technical than.
Yeah. So a technical foul on Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, and then also on Sophie Cunningham Maisha Hines-Allen and Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. So, but there wasn't a foul called on the exchange between Clark and Bonner. There was no personal foul.
Correct. And Bonner, to 15,100 fans' delight, misses the free throw. Maybe 15,101.
And Sophie Cunningham is still pointing at her.
But look, this is heated, but it's the kind of drama in sports that, at the end of the day, it stays between the lines. You want rivalries, you want passion.
Yeah, and now you got to be careful.
Right. But you don't want it bubbling up any more than it has.
Let's just play.
Alyssa Thomas chirping at a fan here. She's got to get the ball across midcourt. Right into Hines-Allen, who fouls her. And now this is where we got to be careful here.
Yep. This is what I'm talking about.
And
Stephanie White's going to get her off the floor. I mean, Aaliyah Thomas going right into the chest of Maisha Hines-Allen. And then a little extra shove at the end.
Did they get another technical? Well, Hines-Allen has left. Is that on the officials doing? She picked up a technical.
She's going in the back to cool off a little bit, I think. Oh, maybe there was another technical.
But there was a technical in there somewhere. There must have been. There was a free throw. It was on Hines-Allen, so she's been ejected for the two technicals.
Okay, two technicals. You're gone.
Listen, if you're Indiana here, Phoenix is the one that wants all this extracurricular. They're down by 18. If you're Indiana, you just need to hold your composure here.
The game slowed down. Maisha Hines-Allen wants to be the enforcer for the Fever. I mean, this is how you become it.
Now Caitlin Clark tries to settle her group down here. A 21-point lead, still stands at 16. There's a foul on Phoenix. The fouls, by the way, are 5-0.
Good job by Amy Bonner, though, right? No nonsense now. You got to call everything. Players got to adjust. You have to call everything now. How about how tough and competitive these women are?
Clark has that one skip out. Bonner pulls down the rebound. Still a long way to go here. Indiana with a nice cushion. Copper sees two. Inside. Ayayi. Extra pass. Knocked away by Cunningham and a foul.
Great trap. So good review. Rotation. Sorry, Pat. What a great drop down. That's what you're supposed to do if you're Sophie Cunningham. We're going to take a look at it. It's a good challenge by Stephanie White. Watch Sophie Cunningham come into your screen, get a deflection right there. Challenge by Stephanie White's crew. This is out of bounds off of Sophie Cunningham. Not a foul on Sophie. It's a really good challenge.
Which is important because the Fever have already committed 5 fouls.
And Sophie rotated in the right spot and made the right play. It's going to look great on film tomorrow.
Well, Thomas gets 2 anyway, so Phoenix within 14 here. They've trimmed that 21-point lead down to 14. And needs to string together some quality offensive possessions here. Billings rolling and fouled.
Strong take. Great roll down the lane line. Really well done. Billings, again, active. Screen and roll. Screen and roll. I don't care how you get there. You don't have to open to the ball. If you can just sprint right down the lane line, Caitlin Clark will put it in your hands. Back in the day, it was screen and open to the ball. Now you're just trying to get to the spot as fast as you can.
Billings putting together one of her finest nights as a member of the Indiana Fever. 11 points, 9 rebounds. This is her 16th game in a Fever uniform. Ayayi, Copper,
Pat Hammer action on the backside, wide open look. Really good action by Phoenix, just not knocking down the shot. And Fever doing a good job of securing the glass.
Mitchell finds some space and misses on a 3-ball. Billings tap back, Boston tap into the hands of Copper. This is where she's dangerous, Euro. Step and a finish. 13-point game, and now Kelsey Mitchell is down.
Stay down, stay down. There's blood.
Official review.
Mitchell just maybe got swiped
for a potential hostile act
by the rip-through move. There is contact, not a lot. It doesn't take a lot to your nose to be in a lot of pain.
Right.
So they're going to review it for a hostile act.
I mean, unfortunately, she got popped in the nose, but I don't see anything there.
Yeah.
This is the part of the game that is a little frustrating for me, and I'm guessing some fans. Like, there are times that you get popped in the face, and not every time you should have to go and look at it. That clearly can be adjudicated without taking the time to go and look at it. And it's unfortunate for Kelsey. I mean, you don't want to see anybody get hurt or any player to get hit in the face, but
well, between the 5 technicals and the challenge and the replay review here for a hostile act, any momentum here that this game has had in the second half has been lost. But if you're the Fever, you're still in a tremendous spot here. 13-point lead, 6:20 to go. But you're going to need to regain the momentum. The Fever with a 35-point second quarter, a 30-point third quarter after being held to 6 in the first, but they have just 3 here so far in the fourth, which is a bit ironic because the Fever story has been good starts, good closes, but at times that second and third quarter has been problematic.
And then I don't know, how much the officials take into account it's a bloody lip, right? So there's blood.
Well, yeah, on one hand there wasn't a lot of contact, but on the other it was enough to draw blood. It was enough to take Kelsey Mitchell down. And look, they're protective of the elbows here in 2026. They don't want the elbows up, and an elbow that makes contact above the shoulders, you just never know. You see this called from time to time. Now, more often than not, it's a more obvious contact here, but Amy Bonner will talk it over. Experienced veteran official.
Yeah, Amy Bonner's one of the most experienced on the roster. And when you have experience, you've pretty much witnessed everything and you've seen everything and you know what consistency looks like.
And a long review here as Stephanie White, Tully Bevilacqua, Austin Kelly look on. Caitlin Clark with that brilliant second quarter. She's got 21.
After review, there's illegal contact by Copper to the face of Mitchell. The basket will not count. Copper will be assessed an offensive foul. Play will resume with the ball to Indiana on the sideline, 24 on the shot clock.
I'm sure that Amy Bonner has adjudicated it by the rule book. I have no doubt about that, but I am shocked that that is the result of that review.
Well, I think in many years of the WNBA that would not be a flagrant foul. But in 2026, if there's one thing that I've learned, elbows above the shoulders that make contact, you just never know. It's always in play, and it's up to the determination of the officials.
Well, honestly, I don't like that one either.
Fever will certainly take it. They've got a 15-point lead, and 6-10 to try to put this one away. Oh, Clark was called for traveling.
Uh-oh. She better be careful or she's going to get teed up. And Aaliyah Boston, veteran play, goes right by Coach, runs right by Amy Bonner and says, I got it, I got it. Yeah, she traveled.
I feel like you see that play a lot, though.
Yeah, it's a step back, right?
And now Mitchell's going to be called for the foul here, a push on Copper. I see why Clark was contact comes from Clark. I guess there is some contact. The elbow there from Thomas certainly looked unnecessary. Well, it's interesting how on one play you've got Copper who just barely makes contact with an elbow, and it's a flagrant.
What's going on?
That was Clark's 5th foul, by the way.
Yeah, I do like letting Caitlin sit for a minute, but not for long. This has gotten really chippy. You know, spite is a motivator, Pat. Spite.
Well, there's been plenty of it here tonight as Mitchell drives inside. Can't finish at the rim. Wanting to go around both ways.
Oh, look at her run right up the backside of Billings.
Handoff Copper, who lays it in. We'll still lead by 15 here. Just take care of the ball. Fast break opportunities are what you want to avoid. Mitchell back on the attack. Kick out Johnson. Knocked it off of Bonner. It's Fever basketball. The rookie gets the better of the vets.
Good hustle by Raven. You know, I only believe in following your shot if you know you missed it. And she makes a good play here.
Mitchell on Copper. Corner Cunningham.
The hammer action left her wide open. Watch where the elbows of Aaliyah Boston go.
That was on number 7, Aaliyah Boston. Her 3rd.
Bonner with the shot clock down to 9. Her defense has done a nice job here tonight. Ayayi has a size advantage. Just a little too aggressive by Raven Johnson, and you can see Stephanie White coaching at the top of the screen. Everything but that little push was exactly what she wanted.
And, you know, maybe a stunt, maybe some help. I mean, this is not a great three-point shooting team. When you get a big attacking a little in a mismatch like that, maybe you could provide some help.
Valerian Ayayi at the foul line, shooting 2. Coming off a career night in Seattle at 18 and 10. And held a check here this evening. Those are her first and second points. Foul on Phoenix. Both teams are in the penalty.
Is there a whistle every exchange down the floor? Because it feels like it. This is a freedom of movement call. Copper disrupting the speed, balance, rhythm, and quickness of Sophie Cunningham. You know what, Pat? It's a good thing I'm traveling with the rule book and the case book on this trip, because I think I'm going to need to dig a little deeper.
Here's Cunningham's first scoring of the night. Does have 6 rebounds. He has been scorching lately, so a little reversion to the mean, but not bad for the Fever to have it on a night where Indiana leads by 15 with under 4 to play. Copper on the attack, gets to the rim, shot too strong, put back for Mack. It's not there. Second chance won't fall. Rebound Boston. It's her 9th. And a another whistle. Another foul on Copper. And if it is, it's her sixth.
Yeah, Leah Boston knows that they're in the bonus, and she can get to the free throw line.
So Copper fouls out. Her night 20 points on 6 of 14 shooting. She and Thomas have 39 of their 65, and that's kind of been a story for the Mercury this year. Those two have played well, but they've struggled to get contributions down the roster. Their depth has been affected. They have dealt with injury. And really, the frustration of their season in a lot of ways can be summarized by tonight's game, as Nate Tibbetts is going to be called for a delay of game.
Taking a minute to get the sub in. Yeah, I mean, they played for the title last year against New York. Excuse me, Vegas. I'm sorry.
And just nothing has gone right this year.
By the way, I had Vegas yesterday against Golden State at home. Wow. Holy cow, they look pretty good.
Mercury are just 5-12 this season, and the Fever another couple minutes of quality play away from dealing the Mercury their 13th loss in 18 games. They lost 17 in 44 games a year ago. Roshan bouncing. Thomas, extra pass. Ayayi is fouled by Billings.
There's literally a whistle every time down the floor. This is a foul.
At the line shooting for Phoenix, number 11, Ayayi.
The Fever are at 19 fouls tonight, which that was their 20th. Actually is progress. They foul 24 times a game.
They average 24.
Well, look, Stephanie White talking about it post-game after Atlanta. They need to do better on fouling. They need to do better on turnovers. 13 turnovers tonight, that's palatable. And 20 fouls is a step in the right direction. We'll see what they finish with.
Split action on the weak side.
Thomas switched on to Mitchell. Boston, too strong at the rim. There's Billings again. She's got a double-double. The crowd knows it, and Mitchell can't deliver with a three. It's also her season high in rebounding for Monique Billings. You know, it's an intelligent crowd and fan base here.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes you'll hear a cheering happen, and they'll be right on a stat. Billings with the double-double. In the moment she pulled down that rebound, there was a raucous cheer. Alyssa Thomas has not hit a three since 2014. Almost assuredly not going to shoot it. Beautiful pass inside, and it's Roshan.
They really moved the ball in that last couple of possessions.
Johnson played well here tonight for Indiana, giving Stephanie White 16 good minutes. Mitchell shot clock down to 4, putting up the moves, and knocking it down!
That's the rope-a-dope for Kelsey. Wow. And then Ayayi does a good job. She double dribbles though. She gets a great post at the rim and then turns it over. Look at this. Through the legs, change of pace, acceleration, drive them back, stick to Jay.
Chelsea Mitchell entered the night 4th in the league in scoring. Her teammate Caitlin Clark is 3rd. Tonight Clark has 23 and Mitchell has 22. Clark's 6th straight game with 20 or more. That's a new career high. Now Clark is blitzed and a foul is called.
Phoenix, number 11, Ayayi, her second. At the line for your Fever, number 22, Caitlin Clark.
Well, this game turned when Caitlin Clark stepped on the floor in the second quarter. Indiana down 19-3, which feels like a decade ago.
It was literally 2 hours ago.
But Clark's... Listen, if there's anybody in the history of this league capable of hitting that shot, it was her.
Yes.
And she didn't miss it by a lot.
I think it was back iron, actually.
I mean, even for her, when she pulled on that shot, it just felt different.
And I also want to say, you know, in the third quarter when Phoenix cut it to 12 and Stephanie White called that timeout, that was a really good job of making sure that everyone understands we're not going to lose this lead. We're not going to wait till it gets to single digits to call a timeout. And the Fever came out, Mitchell scored, and I believe Clark scored.
Fever got 6 points out of that timeout, a 12-point lead ballooned to 18. And the Mercury have not seriously threatened. That'll be it for Caitlin Clark, 24 points and 9 assists. Thomas, by the way, has 9 assists too, so she will hold on to the league assist lead. Something tells me those two will be jockeying back and forth there a lot this year. Clark is at 8.1 assists per game and 8.3 for Alyssa Thomas coming into tonight. And what a night for Monique Billings. 14 points, 10 rebounds. A lot of what the Fever had in mind, that front office, when they made that signing in the offseason.
Indiana. Number 3, Raven Johnson. Her 4th.
Raven Johnson is called for her 4th foul. We can see Stephanie White over there. She has to overall be elated with this effort. I mean, for the second quarter on, it's just been almost brilliance from her team. But the pain of continuing to foul here when this game is in hand.
Like we said from the beginning, I mean, it's fixable. The things and the mistakes that the Fever have made were fixable. A delay a game now on Stephanie White for taking a while to get the sub in. I guess if you say play to the end, you adjudicate to the end as well. Thinking Sue Blau is probably thinking the same thing, who runs officiating.
Final minute here as Lexi Hull has it wrenched away. Ayayi with the steal. Teams have emptied a lot of key starters.
Shea Chesky drops a triple.
Signed today.
Is that her first points in the WNBA?
Their first minutes.
Great three-point shooter, Penn State and Indiana.
Well, this is perhaps going to look a little closer than the game was for a lot of the second half here. Indiana led by as many as 21. But really from first quarter on, a resounding and emphatic effort from Stephanie White's group. Here is Chesky on a developmental contract that started today. Simpson pulls down the rebound. And for reasons unbeknownst to Nate Tibbetts, Phoenix fouls.
Her 3rd.
So now Simpson will shoot 2.
You know, some games I think the officials go in and pop a couple aspirin after the game, and I think Amy Bonner might need a few Tylenol tonight. She's got to have a headache. There's been a lot going on tonight.
Simpson gets the friendly bounce. All smiles here for Indiana. 9.8 seconds from Indiana's 10th win of the season. Timpson 1 for 2.